Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? Welcome to your match preview for Chelsea versus Arsenal. You guys already know, big match, big London derby, and you already know, you've seen the Premier League, you were probably watching today. That table is looking like it's gonna be just us and Arsenal, I'm not gonna lie, because City, you got away with that one. You got away with that one, City. But ladies and gents, another Premier League weekend, another derby, and another big match, another preview here on Casually FC. You guys already know what to do. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. Big up to RSM for being here with me on the panel, because we're going to have another guest here. It's not just going to be us talking, because, you know, we have a lot of ball knowledge. It's true. We have a lot of ball knowledge, and we're true blue as it comes, right? We love Chelsea. We do everything for this club. And we've seen our club, one of us on this panel has seen our club lift a trophy, unlike a certain particular fan that we're going to be bringing in. So there's that. But regardless, we like him because it's hard to rag on him because he's not deluded. me and RSM, we've been on some panels, we've met some deluded Arsenal fans, but not this guy. But just know what he's going to say comes from the heart. He means it, and it's honest. It's not delusional. But he's also a giant waffler, so take what you can. You guys know him from American Waffle. You know him from TJ Warren TV, Sarcasm City, and all the other great platforms. You've had him here. We had him here before, but he's back and more confident than ever. Ladies and gents, give a round of applause for our Arsenal rep today, TJ Warren TV.
Yes, everybody. Like I was saying in the back. Okay, we're going to have a measured conversation about tomorrow, based on facts and not emotions. Okay, I spent my morning yesterday yelling at Jimmy about Jimmy the Spliff, because he was getting all emotional about Cole Palmer not being included in an on form combined 11. Okay, so, and me and RSM, we were already talking about this morning. I don't think we're gonna do that here today, but let's just go ahead and say I do not rate as a over Palmer. Okay, I'm not deluded.
Getting that out of the way.
Everybody, let's just get this out of the way. Big up Eberici. He has a high ceiling. But yeah, no, big up Marshall, big up RSM, man. I was really looking forward to the show all week, so appreciate you having me on.
Man, I've been looking forward to chatting it up. Listen, it's different to like be here on this panel and on this platform or on your platform and be able to talk versus American Waffle, where you have Jacob going Tommy Touchins, and now he's definitely gonna go Tommy Touchins after today's performance.
I feel like American Waffle, like, I have to be on the defensive all the time, because if there's somebody that's gonna get ragged on, it's gonna be me. Like it just is, just because I'm.
You only have to be on the
dude.
defensive when you don't win.
Yeah.
Right now, you guys are doing a pretty good job of staying. I won't say getting results. How about that? Well, you guys do a pretty good job of getting results, and I've said this. I think I said this on what was it, the last show or one of the either here or on American Waffle. After that Bayern game, it's pretty safe to say that as of right now, going into this game, Arsenal are currently on form the best team in Europe.
Correct. Yep, I agree.
I think that's pretty true. I can't deny it. I'm not saying they're invincible. I'm not saying we can't beat them. I'm not saying you can't get a result against them. But as of right now, on form, I can't think of another better team. Like, Arsenal doesn't concede 3 goals to freaking Tottenham. Mind you, PSG did score 5, but they still conceded 3 goals to this Tottenham side. So like, I can't look at them and be like, yeah, you're the best team in Europe.
They also lost today, just FYI.
PSG lost to Monaco.
Yep.
Paul Pogba, big up to him, man.
Yeah, Paul Pogba returned.
Pogba back.
Yep.
Back. Yeah, and bear with me, people. Before we actually get really into it, be sure to check out TJ Warren RSM. The links are in the description, their channels and all their stuff. Be sure to support their content as well. And I guess South American flag, whatever country you're from, if you're watching Copa Libertadores in the chat right now, let us know, because me and RSM have it in the background, so we'll be a little distracted.
Oh, well, you got it. Where's what's it on? I'll put it on too. What's it on?
Well, I'm watching on Bean Sports.
Bean Sports.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If not, I can always put it on the Discord. You can watch it.
Yeah. Put it on the Discord.
All right, I got you. So yeah, in regards to the game, I guess it's safe to say, before we even get into the game, we should probably talk about what happened before the game, right? Which is Europe. And both of us had a really tough week with Bayern and Barca respectively. And both of us showed a very convincing game. A very convincing game. I guess, RSM, I'll go to you first, bro. Talk to me about Champions. I know we reviewed it here, but like, how do you feel now, a few days removed from the Champions League result against, Barcelona? And I mean, feel free to acknowledge how Barcelona feel about it too after what you showed me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I feel like the weekend for me has a renewed, a deeper meaning now. Especially, you look at the way some people are speaking now. It's like, oh, Barca aren't even that good. Barca were down to 10 men. Of course you won, et cetera, et cetera. It's like every time that we get a big scalp, they always want to add some type of asterisk to it. You know what I'm saying? And even before, anybody who watched that game, even before the red card, we were the better team. We were all over them in the first half before the red card. They looked lost. They didn't know how to build out the back, other than, giving the ball to Balde, seeing what he can do. We were the better team. And for me, you look at the way that like how truly and completely we eviscerated Barcelona. I mean, you can go right now, and I'm saying go to Fabrizio's page on Twitter, and you can see a video of Hansi Flick on the bench about to cry, with Rafinha having to tell him it's gonna be okay, my guy. It's gonna be okay, Gaffer. Get your head up.
That's bad,
bro.
That's bad.
We absolutely decimated them in a way that nobody expected. I was seeing 3-0, 4-0. People were asking me how we're gonna stop the unstoppable Barcelona attack, right? Is Caicedo even gonna be able to, get the ball when the midfield is just popping the ball around him, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, just like a ton of trash, man. And I think it's interesting because I recently saw a video. I forget who, but somebody said it's interesting, like the different, levels of tactics right now that teams are employing, where they were saying, PSG is all technicality, and PSG's technicality was beat by the pressure that we exert in games, right? But PSG's technicality beats the physicality that Arsenal uses in their games to win their games. So now this weekend we're gonna see, pressure versus physicality and see what comes out on top. So I think that's just like an interesting way that I saw somebody frame it. But I think it's big. Like I said, first and second in the Prem, right? Both of us coming off of big wins in Europe. And this means a lot. And I've said this before, like, and even in the preview, I preferred losing the Barcelona game, but winning the Arsenal game, me personally, because it's been too long since we beat them. Big ramifications for what it means in the league. And especially now where people, are hyping up this Arsenal team like, oh, this is the best team in the world, etc. If we can get a win against them, it would kind of bring everybody back down to earth, bring us into the title race, make things a lot more interesting. So.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the big key, right? Like the title race. I think everyone obviously gets in ahead of themselves. Most fans, I think, with their heads screwed on pretty well, would know that a real title race probably doesn't really start until like January, February. But right now, where things are, people want something, a narrative to hold on to, and right now we're looking at the situation where Chelsea just happened to be in second place, when people weren't really expecting us to be in that conversation, and Arsenal only 6 points ahead of us, with Arsenal having this season. I think the big thing that Arsenal has done, and TJ, feel free to hop on with this one, is that you may not have had success against the big six sides per se. Like you lost against Liverpool by a free kick.
Yeah.
Then ended up drawing against a City that played you in a very unfamiliar way that Arsenal are used to. The very defensive City, which we don't see very often, especially coming from Pep. So what they've done well compared to last season is get results along the way that normally they would drop. The Villas of the world, the Brentford, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I think showing that consistency, and then also showing the ability to say what you want about the football. At the end of the day, I always say this, it's about the results.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, to get the results that you guys ended up doing against a Barca, it's impressive. And it does put this whole narrative of like, okay, now Chelsea have proven to take down juggernauts like PSG, take down the Barca of the world, Tottenham, say what you want, right? Liverpool as well, former champions. I think at that point of the season, we weren't 100% convinced Liverpool were washed up until where we are now, right? We still thought there was some fighting spirit to Liverpool. So it was still a good win in context. But now in hindsight, it looks, a little different. But regardless, Chelsea have come up in these big moments in the sport and have come out victorious. So it's kind of one of those like David Goliath situations going into
these are the two best teams, on form teams in England right now, and you could argue 100%. Europe. I would put us in the top 10. Obviously, I would even put you a little bit higher than that, man. Like honestly,
I would say
I would say top 5.
You could argue.
Honestly, I just think that both teams have had to learn lessons.
Hey, shout out Marshall.
Marshall,
shout out
Pioneer.
Pioneer. And you know what's so funny is I said that and I didn't even remember that was a thing. But no, they you mentioned the Liverpool match, you mentioned Man City. I think, and this is why I've not been on Arteta's neck at all this season, because he has shown that he is learning lessons and is learning that negative football in big games is not gonna be the way forward for us this season. I think the punishment of 22-23 is looming very, very large with him still. You could argue that, like, especially last season, we conserved our way into the ground where we were not getting results, where if we had just been a little bit more on the front foot, I think we would have. And you saw the last remnants of that in the Man City and Liverpool matches, because I remember seeing even for a game out at Anfield, starting 3 CDMs against that Liverpool team that you could tell could be got at. Like, let's not forget, you, me, and RSM were sat on American Waffle panels for the first 6 weeks saying this Liverpool team ain't it. I don't give a shit if they're unbeaten in the first 6. They had to come back from the death against Southampton, who's championship team in the cup. Yeah. They had to come back against Bournemouth. Like, these guys did not look good from the outset. So the fact that Arteta set up that way at Anfield, I thought was completely inexcusable, because they were there to be gotten at. and we didn't take advantage of it. So we got our just desserts from that, and that was our only loss. But the next week, he sets up the same way against Man City at home, and that was diabolical to me. I thought, I'm like, okay, here we go for another season. We're going to do this. And we were lucky to get a draw out of that. That Martinelli goal, and who said that? Was it McChronicle? Yeah, that Martinelli goal is going to be like, if we look back and we're seeing some armpits at the end of the season,
Donnarumma,
that Martinelli goal is going to be the starting point, because we were dead in the water until Eze got that ball over the top and Martinelli got on it. So ever since then, though, and this is my point, ever since then, Arteta has learned that type of negative football is not the way to go moving forward. He moved Eze into the 10. Obviously, we didn't start the season with Eze. We got Eze at the end of the transfer window. Odegaard goes down. You move Eze from the left into the 10, and I think Eze has been a godsend in the 10. And people were saying before Crystal Palace that he was shit, that he wasn't, the GA merchants of the world were saying, hey, Eze ain't it, Eze this, Eze that, Eze can't score, he has 19 shots without a goal, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, tell me you haven't been watching Arsenal without telling me, right? Because if you say that Eze is shit based off of the stats, bro, you're not watching. Because this guy adds a level of dynamicism to our attack and to our midfield that has been a godsend, and you won't see that from Odegaard, because Odegaard is not a shooter. Odegaard is consistently looking for balls over the top, trying to play in Gyökeres, which has been a disaster so far, I would say. But yeah, no, just to kind of bring the point home, you were talking about. I was talking about lessons in our managers actually maturing. I think Maresca has corrected a lot of the mistakes that he was making at the beginning of the season too. That same weekend that we drew against Man City, you guys lost against United, right? And those substitutions were diabolical. Freaking obviously Sanchez red card. Cole Palmer goes off, and he looks like he wasn't playing fit anyway. And you guys were fuming, rightly so. Of course, rightly so. Yeah. But ever since then, I feel like the lessons have been learned. Obviously, the results haven't always shown it. Yeah. What?
The red cards stopped happening.
Well, the red cards didn't stop happening. I mean, I think you got 2 after that, but they were like dead time red cards,
Stupid
right?
Red cards.
But fucking Liam Delap.
It was Gusto. It was Liam Delap. Then it was Gusto. Then it was João Pedro in the UCL, and then it was Maresca in the Liverpool game.
I think Maresca got a red card just to fit in. I'm not even gonna lie.
He wanted to keep the streak alive, man. He wanted to keep the streak alive.
He almost did it in another game too, and then he had to stop himself. I forgot what it was. Recent game too.
Right. But exactly.
Honestly, piggybacking off of what you were saying there, TJ, I kind of wanted to ask you to kind of tell me if you've noticed, because I couldn't watch the game entirely. I couldn't fully pay attention, but it was on in the background. I was watching the Arsenal game against Bayern, and from what I could tell, I wasn't fully convinced that you guys were really, really controlling the match. But at the end of the day, you did get the result. What I wanted to ask you was, do you feel his approach to Bayern was similar, if not identical, to how he approached Liverpool and City? Do you feel like it changed? What, and if so, what did change?
Oh, it definitely changed. He's not as conservative anymore. Obviously, we have some injuries. We have some injuries going forward, and he did rotate the squad. Two positions in the squad. Obviously, put in subbed out Nkapia. Obviously, we're out. Gabriel is out, so we put Mascara in for where Nkapia, my Ecuadorian center back, is going to play. Is going to play against Chelsea, and then he put Miles Lewis-Skelly in for Ricardo Calafiori, and the rest of the team was essentially unchanged, right? And he the difference is, like I said, is the creativity in the midfield and the dynamicism you're adding to the midfield. Declan Rice and Zubimendi have been a fantastic pivot this season. As long as they have creativity or an outlet to get the ball to, and Eze has been that. And if you've been noticing, and if you watch the Bayern match, You're watching Mikel Merino like in the 9. And this is why like I kind of rate Mikel Merino because he's in the 9. I actually rate Mikel Merino more as a 9, like as a false 9, than I do him as a midfielder. Because as a midfielder, I don't know what he does half the time. Hold the ball up. Like that's literally all I've seen him do. But in the 9, he drops back and allows Eze to move forward and get shots in. Like they rotate in and out of there. So so you actually see creativity moving forward and in the center of the park. I feel like where we went wrong in the Liverpool match is number 1 is we didn't have any creativity in the midfield, so it was forced. We were forced to use the wings. Sure. All right. And of course, like Man City playing fucking 11 man behind the goddamn ball against us, trying to hit us on the counter, and they were successful until the 81st minute. Liverpool, Liverpool were just garbage against us. I'm not gonna lie, like they were just shit. Yep. So my thing is, we played a completely different game against Bayern because of the creativity in the midfield and our more willingness to play more balls through the center of the park. Now,
what a goal!
Goal!
Yep, I was trying not to react because I could tell you guys were behind.
That was a nice
great header, man. Great. They deserve it. They've been the better team. They've been the better team the whole game. Whole game.
But yeah, so just to finish up my point, the first half against Bayern was not good. We weren't good. The only we were set piece FC against
because that's the half I paid the most attention to before I had to like go off and do what I had to do. Like I was like, I don't know, I'm not really that convinced right now by that. And I saw Carl did the counter attack on you guys.
What a fucking talent that kid is, man.
That's the other thing too. Like there was, again, I ask you because you watch Arsenal more than I do, and obviously I watch Chelsea more than you do. Like. You guys had that high line, and Bayern were trying to expose your high line multiple times in that first half. And that tells me, like, if you set up like that against us, I'm sorry, like, Garnacho will cook. Like, Esteval will cook. Palmer, if he's going to start, will cook you for that. Like, you will get punished for having a high line against us.
I think that the quality plays into it a little bit more. I think we're gonna the ball possession is gonna be not like it was against Bayern in the second half, because we came out against Bayern in the second half and just absolutely fucking cooked them. I mean, we were always there, and I felt like Arteta just kind of had the handbrake on at in the first half. Like
it's kind of similar really to what Maresca does, right? Like, because Maresca knows. RSM, you could probably back me on this. Like sometimes what Maresca likes to do is he'll play a little pragmatic to start the first half, and if he sees that it wasn't enough to get the result, he'll bring on extra firepower in the second half or change up a few things to get the attack going a little more and being a little bit, willing to take risks. And then we come out all guns blazing in the second half. I feel like Arteta has a similar approach in these big games.
I think that the guns are going to be blazing the entire time. Now that doesn't mean I don't think it's going to be a little bit cagey. I think that there's so much offensive and creative capabilities on both sides of the ball that both teams are going to be feeling each other out. I would be willing to bet, and I have not bet this game, by the way, because I'm too nervous to. I would be willing to bet that it's a 0-0. It's a 0-0 in the first half. And then it opens up in the second. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that, because I think everybody's going to be really, really cagey. Arsenal know that this is the game. Like, and I said this for I told man. I'm gonna do an RSM. I told man. I told man 4 weeks ago. People were asking me, TJ, are you gonna win the league? Are you gonna win the league? When are you gonna start talking with Chess? I said, talk to me after Chelsea.
Yeah, you
talk to me after Chelsea. And right now, I am 90 minutes away from whipping my tits out. Like if we
shout out Matisse, man. Shout out Matisse.
If we win against Chelsea, man, and go what 6 points clear? 9 points clear, dude.
Yeah.
No, I think it's 7 over City because they fucking Leeds. Yeah. I think it's 7 over City. But either way, that City team is gonna struggle. Like in my mind, I think Chelsea gets second this season. If Arsenal win, Chelsea gets second.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Because Chelsea, you guys are improving, And that's bad. That's a bad thing for the rest of the league. That's a bad thing for the Man Cities and the Liverpools. Like I'm telling you, man. Like everybody's gonna come out in the first half. It's gonna be cagey.
A lot of people.
Second half, it's gonna open up.
A lot of people haven't deep. We're doing this without Palmer, man. Like for basically. The
I was just
season.
gonna ask you, RSM, if you want to talk on Palmer. We just heard news that he's not only ready to play. But the reporter also asked him if he's ready to start, and Maresca said yes to both. So with that information, what are you expecting Maresca to do going into this game?
I do think it's a bit difficult because I think I agree wholeheartedly with TJ that this, and I mean, you look at last year, right? It was 1 goal difference games pretty much. 1-1 at the Bridge, 1-0 away at the Emirates, right? And both teams, in my opinion, have only gotten stronger and better. So I really don't expect a blowout from either side. I think it's going to be very cagey, no. And I think it really comes down to what Maresca wants out of that first half, right? Because if you think the first half is going to be cagey anyway, if you think the first half you're going to go in 0-0, then regardless, save him on the bench, bring him in the second half, fresh legs, 45 minutes, give him 45 minutes in the second half. But if you want to get the go-ahead goal, right? If you want, if you think that the game is going to be decided by a moment of individual brilliance, which I don't doubt that it might be, then, okay, let's start Cole Palmer. Let's see what he's able to give us. Let's see what foothold we're able to get in the first half. Especially because we're at home, coming off a big win against Barca. So hopefully, we'll have the 12th man at the Bridge. So it really comes down to what Maresca's game plan is, because I think we're pretty certain what, Arteta's going to do, and I think it's going to be pretty much that, right? You're going to be very solid, try to put out.
You know what the starting 11 is going to be.
Exactly.
You know what it is.
Exactly. You know what the starting 11 is going to be. More likely than not what the game plan is going to be. Because Arteta has been doing very similar things in big games, and the Bridge is also it's a smaller pitch, right? So the game is just always going to be a lot more cagey. It's going to be a lot more close. I just, me personally, when I look at, Cole Palmer back, obviously I'm happy because that's another weapon that we could have. Obviously, there's questions as to, is he going to hit the ground running now that it's been about 2 months without any consistent play, right?
2 months.
Since United.
If Maresca starts him, then I trust Maresca to have seen in training that he is up to the levels that he usually is when he has had a run of games, right? When he's, that he was when he usually is. If he doesn't start him though, then I'm probably going to be maybe a bit more reserved in terms of the impact that he can have off the bench, because that's pretty much telling me, hey, listen, he's not at 100% yet. Maybe he's not match fitness. We don't want to throw him in immediately into a London derby, first 45. Especially the first 45, where, like you said, we're going to try to be, we're going to try to gauge where the spaces are in against the other teams, right? Where the passes are. And, Palmer, if he takes a little longer on the ball than he usually would, right? If there's a misplaced pass, something, you don't want that to happen in the first half, because any team gets a go-ahead goal, especially against Arsenal. You give Arsenal that first goal, good luck, man. That's going to be very, very difficult for us. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Shut up shop.
If we score the first goal, that'll benefit us, because Arsenal have to come out a bit. If they score the first goal, I think it might just end at 1-0. I can't lie, it might just end at 1-0. It would take a very, I struggle to see us scoring 2-1, because Arteta also wouldn't think it's the end of the world if we do get a consolation goal and it's 1-1. He wouldn't be like, okay, this is the end of the world, we need to attack, because they're already ahead of City. We're taking away points from each other, and I just think Arsenal is, at the end of the day, a stronger team at this moment in time. So
going into the game itself, I think from a strategical point of view, I think whether Palmer starts or not, I could see a scenario where Palmer does start, give him 45 minutes. And that's the one thing about Maresca. If a player starts, we know he's 100% fit and ready to start. Maresca doesn't fuck around with injuries. He's very, very conservative when it comes to the injuries. So if Palmer wasn't ready, guarantee you he's not even on the bench, So Palmer for sure is probably ready to start. And he could start because he's that important of a player for us. But at the same time, it's on Maresca. How fit is he? How quick is he? Do you want to just save him for the second half when legs are already, a bit tired and fatigue starts to set in or begins to set in some of the players on the pitch, and maybe you take advantage of that. But in terms of what I think the tactic is going to be on the game day, I do feel that what Maresca is going to do is give Arsenal the ball. Just allow Arsenal to try to attack us. And I know defensively, like our center backs are our weakest point, but I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, this isn't from delusion. I'm not. The blue tinted glasses.
Ooh, I like this. Let's see what he's cooking. Let's see what he's cooking.
Outside of Eze, I am not really worried about your attack. Agreed. And even with Eze, I'm not that worried either, because it's not like Chelsea haven't dealt with Eze before.
You're not worried about the left side. I mean, I understand your confidence on the right, but you're not worried about the left.
Not with Reece in the team, and now with Wesley Fofana, who I think is going to play as well. Even if it's not Wesley Fofana.
Is Wesley Fofana getting a lot of games?
He's getting 90 minutes now, man.
I think we've seen back-to-back 90s now.
Yeah,
I think he played a full 90.
Good for him. Good for him, man. Because like his injuries for him have just been awful about the last couple of years.
He's a genetic freak. Like his body repairs itself way better and faster than like every other athlete. It's kind of crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because his level of injury would have retired a worse player.
The thing is, though, like RSM and TJ, I don't know if you know this, like when you actually listen to Fofana speak about his career and how he became a footballer, this guy's a street baller. He's been a defender in the streets. Like, and when you think about it that way, it's like no rules, no refs, no whistles. Like, he just plays really aggressively. He's super aggressive in the way he tackles, goes for the ball, like one of them old school center backs, right? Just like put your body on the line type of stuff. When you defend like that, yeah, you're going to get injuries because you're going to put some rash tackles in and rash decisions. Like, I think the last time we saw him last season, he done up his ankle, and that's what began the injury. He done up his ankle, and then the next game he wasn't available, and then he was out for the rest of the season. Like, just actions on the pitch, like he gets these injuries while he's on the pitch, and he's just like a pit bull pretty much. But he's been fit, and people forget, when this guy's fit and actually able to play, oh, that's right, he's like really good, and at some point he was on a trajectory to become a world-class center back. Like, just injuries set him back over and over and over again. So he'll show his quality, I don't doubt it. And that's why, like, having Reece on the left, Malo Gusto, even in recent games, Malo Gusto's been pretty solid. Like, I can't really complain much about even his defensive duties. So I think on both ends, I think we're pretty safe. It's just Eze really is the one that could have a moment of brilliance. Like, and that's the thing. Eze, I always thought Eze was a good player. And I did want him to come to Chelsea as like a left wing option at some point. I'm like, because we were looking for left wing. This was before Gittins, before Garnacho, and I'm thinking like Eze in the left wing could work. Like,
I thought he was good enough. I thought he was going to Chelsea over Tottenham for a while there too.
It was like, he's good enough to do the job, but he's never been like the maverick, like an Elise level maverick. Like, when you think about it, he's a good player, but he's not like, you're not gonna get hat trick at Tottenham Stadium every week with him, So for me, like, even him I might be over worrying really. So I feel like from the attacking standpoint, I think what Maresca's going to try to do is try to press the ever living shit out of your midfield and try to get you on the counter attack. Because it seems like when you guys have possession, you like to control games, you really like to keep it on their side of the pitch.
Yeah,
like you guys also have.
We don't sit back, and that's what I really love about this Mikel Arteta team right now is that we do not sit back. We're on the front foot. It's an Arsenal that I'm literally telling people to enjoy watching, because the quality in the squad allows us to play this kind of football. And look, like I think that you're underestimating the possibility that Saka comes out and has a performance. If he comes out and he gives Cucurella a game, he's capable of it. And to shake your head and say that he isn't, have you seen it this season? Is crazy.
No, but
he has. He has. But here's the thing.
Take away this season, though. Like, even I think Saka last season was better, and Cucurella got man of the match on his head top. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the thing. Here's the
Cucurella
thing.
just looked up Yamal.
Saka was battling injuries all season last season. He's had a few knocks this season as well. But the difference is now is he's not being played into the ground. So this Saka, while everybody is saying, okay, he's not on form, he's not getting the GA, blah blah blah. Again, you're not watching him. If you don't rate what he's doing, you're not watching.
No,
Because
I don't think he's been bad this season. I don't think he's been bad.
Yeah,
I just don't see signs that he's gonna get by Cucurella.
I'm gonna fight you on the only thing you're scared of in our front line or in our attack is Eze, because that's just not true.
Okay,
you have Leo Trossard over there has been absolutely cooking. The one thing that I would say is like Mikel Merino, you're not gonna, unless he gets the ball delivered right to his feet on a silver platter, you're not gonna see him shoot. That's
he's
the
gonna
one.
Be there for the crosses. He's gonna be there for the crosses.
Yeah, he's gonna be there for the crosses. He's gonna be there for the balls in, and that's about it. Like, you're not going to see him go in there and like, because his pressing, like you watch him play and the way that like Gyökeres plays, like Gyökeres is going to fight the entire time.
Yeah,
Moreno looks like he's out there on a Sunday fucking stroll sometimes. Like, it just the way that they play is so different. I just think that, you know, Reece James, and I don't think this is too crazy to say, Reece James and Cucurella are going to need to have their best fucking game of the season tomorrow. And they are capable of doing it. Like Cucurella, I am not going to argue this. Cucurella is the best left back in the league. I know that.
Yep.
It's annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, people don't like him. I understand that.
I hate him. And that's the kind of guy that I would want on my team. Just like, you know, a lot of people don't like Declan Rice for the way that he conducts himself sometimes. And that's why part of the reason why I love Declan Rice. He can be a shithouser sometimes. Like when he threw that hip check at Udogie, I was just like, fuck you, you know, like, yeah. And he just getting down to brass tacks though, like we're first place for a reason.
Yep.
We are starting to generate open play goals, whereas before we were not. And I think that we're not going to sit back. We're going to attack.
Agreed.
And Chelsea will be forced to get us on the counter. But we are not Barcelona. We are not. We have a better pivot. We have a better back line. We do not have a finished Koundé back there sitting in the net crying. We have Urian Timber. We have Urian Timber, who is the best right back in the league, if not top three. I'm not going to argue. Everybody will say, Reece James. Yeah,
top three. I'll give you top three.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best. You got Saliba back there, and I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm not worried about Nketiah playing because he has arguably one of the best left backs in the league in Calafiori next to him. And I used to absolutely destroy Calafiori because I hated the way he played. I hated the way he played last season. But this season, he has stepped up. He has shown that he is levels above Miles Lewis-Skelly, who I rate, by the way. He had a rough game against Bayern, but Calafiori, and this is what I was talking about before about the changes, right? So Mikel Arteta, I know you didn't really watch the Bayern game, but this is an example of where I think Arteta has improved dramatically is his substitutions and when he makes it. Miles Lewis-Skelly was getting put in a fucking blender.
I remember Calafiori did come on at some point.
He was getting absolutely.
They were trying to expose that side. I remember heavily seeing that. I was like, all right, they're doing
that right side, Bayern's right side, our left was getting fucking cooked in the first half. Yeah, and it was the first. And it was the first goal, the first and only goal we've conceded in the Champions League, by the way. And it was a hell of a goal. Don't get me wrong. But all of that being said, Calafiori comes on and just cooks on defensively and on the offensive side of the ball. He shut down Elise, put Elise in prison, and he contributed moving forward to the goal. I think he got the assist on the Madueke goal. So it's one of those things where that's where we've improved, is that Arteta is seeing a personnel issue and said, okay, you know what? We're going to improve these areas of the pitch. Obviously, I was looking forward to Chelsea, right? I'm not even going to lie to you. I think you were in the back room with us, RSM, when I said I will take a 1-1 right now against Bayern to be healthy against Chelsea. Thankfully, we got all 3 points and we're still healthy, and we're going to be more healthy than they were. I mean, you saw Odegaard come back. Gyökeres might be available. Trossard is a question mark after that game. It looked like he went off injured. But this is what I'm talking about. The squad depth and our options off the bench are give me a ton of confidence. Like, I don't think that like the personnel is going to be an issue. I don't see one position, even with some of the injuries, that I'm afraid being like, oh yeah, Chelsea, you're going to expose that. I really don't think so. Especially moving forward. Especially moving forward, like your wingers. Like, I'm sorry, I don't rate any of your wingers other than Esteval. Like, and is Esteval going to start?
So this is, I think, where you get into an interesting conversation about that. I do think Esteval is going to start because he's the face of the match day program for Arsenal that released today. So,
True.
Like, I think it would be a bit of a
He's a baller, man. He's a baller.
He's a baller. And this is where I think, so what some people were like, oh, Garnacho, some people need to realize Pedro Neto is Maresca's guy. Like, that's his guy. That's his homie. That's his guy. Like, it might be Pedro Neto on the left, Esteval on the right. And then the question is, right, does Palmer start or not? Because if Palmer doesn't start, then we start getting into issues and conversations. Because then you could see Reece Caicedo in the pivot with Enzo's a 10. You could see Delap drop Pedro in the 10, right? Enzo Caicedo. Give me Delap. Give me Delap. So it's one of those. It's one of those where what do you believe? Well, what does Maresca believe? And the thing, I trust Maresca with the lineup at this point, right? I think he's put out a lot of lineups that none of us expected, and it's worked out. I think he's earned himself the confidence to, like in the same way that Pep did, through many seasons. Sometimes more often than not, his tweaks do end up working out, right? So you can be annoyed as much as you want, but when the tweaks work, it's good because they give you different looks for different opponents. For the winger in the fullback situation, that's what I think I rate our fullbacks good enough to stop your wingers, right? You rate your fullbacks good enough to stop our wingers, right? I don't think either of our strikers that we currently have available really inspire any level of confidence in us that they're like a Haaland level. So my question is, right, then it becomes whoever wins the midfield battle most likely ends up winning the game. Because you have to get by the midfield to get to the back line in the first place, right? And you can't bypass the midfield to go to the wings because we both rate our fullbacks over our wingers. So it's a bit of a stalemate in that sense. So it will be decided in the midfield. And that's where I think that it gets interesting. Then it really comes down to, individual performances. What are we going to see in the midfield from these players? What are we going to see in the midfield tactics from the managers?
Yeah. Right now, I give my midfield the advantage just purely because of the 10 and the quality in the 10. Now, that being said, the only reason I'm saying that so confidently is because Cole Palmer is coming back from injury. And I don't think I'm not 100% that he starts, to be honest. Like, I don't know why you would. I don't think you throw him in a game like this. I think you start. I think you start Joao. I think you start Joao in the 10, and then you see how the game goes.
Or like I said, if you believe that the midfield is going to be the pivotal thing, then oh my God, he just missed the equalizer. Victor Roque.
Victor Roque.
Oh, you're about to see it. Yeah, you're about to see it. So you're about to see this guy. So relax. Dictator Staffy, relax.
Dictator Staffy.
And so if I believe, right, and I do, that the midfield's gonna be where it's gonna be one, then instead of seeing Joao Pedro in the 10, you might end up seeing Joao Pedro in the 9, Enzo in the 10, so you can have Reece and Caicedo. I told you he missed the equalizer. I told you he missed the equalizer. Y'all don't want to hear it.
No!
I told you he missed the equalizer, bro.
That's a Kai Havertz level miss, bro. Why?
It was bad, bro. It was bad.
Yikes.
Why?
I listen, I don't care that it hit the defender and went out to goal. Like, you had the whole goal to aim at.
You're ridiculous, Staffy. Big up Staffy TV. Go subscribe.
Big up.
In terms of I see two outcomes, right? I think there's a reason why he went to Barcelona with no strikers. Completely rested Delap, completely rested Joao Pedro. Delap got a few minutes, but he was, for the most part, he's completely rested for this game. I do feel that there's two scenarios. Either he starts with Neto on the left, Garnacho and Delap in the middle, or not Garnacho and Delap, I mean Delap and Joao Pedro in the middle, and Steval 45 minutes on the right. And then in halftime, Cole Palmer comes in on the right. Because that's the one thing that Maresca does, From time to time, we saw it against PSG. We saw it against Sevilla. Not Sevilla. What's the team we played in the Conference League? I can't remember them.
Betis.
Yeah, thank you. You see, that's how. Never mind. I'm not gonna trash talk Betis right now. But Betis as well. You saw from time to time, Maresca likes to throw a wrench into the spanner by putting Palmer back in that right wing position, which he knows he's good at, right? And it does allow him to be more free to really make attacks and be creative, and he's more comfortable in that position. Not to say he's not comfortable in the 10, but you could tell like he could be more of a maverick on that right wing versus in the 10 where he needs to dictate the play and kind of decide when am I going to do this and when am I going to release the ball, like when to take the risk, when to not, right? Mm-hmm. So there could be that scenario where we start off like that, or the scenario where Palmer actually genuinely does start with Esteva on the right, or potentially even Palmer on the right.
If I was a Chelsea fan and I saw that starting lineup, I would be super confident. To be honest,
I would be pretty confident with either or, because the thing is, like, even though Delap and João Pedro haven't been like on it, I think if you're being realistic with yourself, if you're being just like, you know, take agendas aside and all that stuff on players, if you genuinely just look at what is the purpose of these players on this pitch, Delap, you can tell, yes, we need you to score goals, but you could tell he's been more of like a supporting attacker kind of role, where lately his decision making hasn't been the best, but he gets under the skin of center backs. He gets under their skin. He makes it uncomfortable for them. And maybe that's an approach to how you want to go against Arsenal, especially in a set piece scenario. You want to like get in the defender's head, right? It's not Gabriel. Saliba is there. He'll be fine, but maybe there's something to say about Hincapié or Maresca. Not Maresca. Hincapié or Mosquera. Sorry, RSM. Maybe their mentality isn't there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you fuck with them. João Pedro's another one too, where he can get pretty physical. He can keep possession to 10, but he's been questionable as well. So I think there's I think there's a world where like I see them starting and I see them actually being effective in the game, despite maybe not having the GNA to support it.
Right. No. I hear that. I'm just saying I think that if I saw that lineup, I wake up and I check Twitter and I see that lineup and I see Estevao start, I start saying, okay, like we need to clamp. We need to get this kid. We need to focus and get clamped like right away. Because
I'm not saying Calafiori's crap or anything. I think he's pretty good. But I think he will. Really
that would be. But here's the thing: is that's the part of the pitch that would worry me, because if you watch watch the first half of that Bayern match, like you saw how our left side was able to be gotten at. And look, I rate Calafiori, like especially going forward when he inverts in, he's very, very calm on the ball. And like my dark days of hating the way that, or hating the instructions of how Arteta was telling the left backs to invert into the midfield. Whereas, you know, I don't remember the last time I saw an overlap, to be honest with you, an outside overlap. Sure. I don't remember, but I'm happy about that, because we finally have capable left backs of being able to do that are able to do it. Like the dark days of fucking Zinchenko are over. You know, like, and thank God. You know what I mean? I mean, and obviously we had Timber playing on the left some of those matches, and I just think Timber's so much better on the right. And Ben White, he's more of an overlapping midfielder anyway. But that being said, all of this being said, defending Calafiori is not the best. I've said it before that he sometimes escorts and he plays off the ball a little bit too much, or plays off the man a little bit too much, and that allows for the attacker to have too much room. So especially with Hincapié, which by the way, I rate Hincapié, I do, but he is not Gabriel. Okay,
sure.
Like he's not. And eventually, do I think he'll get there? Yes, eventually. I think he's fantastic. I don't think he's going to stay at Arsenal for very long because he's not going to get the time that he needs, right?
Yeah, no,
like I think that he is a fantastic. Like he's a fucking invincible German champion. Like this guy can cook. Sorry, I'm kind of keeping an eye.
No, I
saw.
And but again, if we're gonna get got at, I think it's gonna be on the right. I think it's gonna be on Chelsea's right side and our left. To be honest, I really do. So if I see Esteval in that starting 11, I get a little nervous. To be honest, but again, I'm not predicting us to do anything but leave with 3 points. So I'm still confident. I think we're gonna have a hell of a game, but I think we'll come out on top again. So,
with that being said, by the way, Flamengo are now the current champions of South America. So
I think Flamengo,
we'll see them again in Club World Cup.
By the way,
that's
Flamengo,
how you do it, TJ.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up, Marshall.
Flamengo are now officially the first teams to book their ticket back to the Club World Cup.
Yeah, no surprise, by the way. Any team Jorginho touches.
You know, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna ask. Here's what I'm gonna ask.
By the way, great manager.
Can I just go ahead and say something? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Oh, good for them. They're all crying on the pitch and stuff. Do you think if Arsenal sign Lionel Messi from Inter Miami, they'll let us in to the Club World Cup?
That's not how it works. Win a fucking trophy,
wait,
bro.
No, it might though. Because
look.
I see what you're saying. Corruption.
So it's corruption. Shout out Staffy. It's corruption. Corruption is not bad unless Infantino is involved, and then it's okay. Because this motherfucker said, "Oh well, Inter Miami can come, LAFC can come in because they want a shield." To a year ago in the MLS, so they're okay. Like, give me a fucking break. No, it's because you want Lionel Messi in this competition.
He tried to get Ronaldo involved in it too, but they
it's like so anybody like big up. I'm not here to shit on the Club World Cup or Chelsea World Champions. I'm not here to do that. I did that for 3 months. Yeah. The gimmick is tired, but come on, like.
Once you get into it,
the qualification for that competition is dubious at best. Okay, it's dubious.
The qualification is, win some silverware in Europe, man. Even if it's the Conference League or something, win it.
Win some tin pot fucking competition. Sorry,
win something, and then you'll qualify.
No, you know what? I'm still starting right now. I shouldn't even be talking. So I'm just.
In terms of corruption, though, I gotta ask you. So, how do you feel about? So you said you're confident in your midfield, and I could see why, but I also feel that maybe Zubimendi, because I expect Zubimendi to play. I don't think Zubimendi has been as convincing as people would like to say or convince themselves of.
I think he's been. So what make? Let me ask you a question. I know it's rude to ask a question, to answer a question, but what makes you think that?
Well, for one, it's obviously the stain, right? From what was the Tottenham goal, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a stain.
He made a mistake.
Yeah, I do think there are little mistakes like that I think even against Bayern, I'm pretty sure he played against Bayern, right?
He did.
Pretty sure he was in there. I'm pretty sure him too. I felt like he was getting put a little pressure too much on him, and he was kind of conceding maybe chances and opportunities for Bayern. I think what I'm getting at is that I'm used to when Moises Caicedo dictates the midfield.
Yeah.
Usually that means your defense doesn't have to do much. And I'm not seeing that with your team. And I know Declan Rice isn't playing as a CDM in your system. He's playing more of a box-to-box, maybe setting the tempo. He's actually more like Enzo Fernandez, right? In my system.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. You tell me, like, has Zubimendi really won you over? Like, do you feel like you upgraded in that position from, say what you want to say about Partey last season?
TP5? Yeah. I do not miss TP5 in the slightest,
No, yeah, we don't miss the unnamed
Yeah,
merchant.
we don't need.
Yeah,
we
we
need to miss that
don't
guy.
like. And look, I said allegedly because I was being shameless.
Varun
No,
sure looks
like
beautiful. I'm just
let's be
saying.
let's be real. Let's be real. That guy left the country in a fucking hurry.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, of course,
so
yeah.
Same
it's
day,
a little
same day
bit of
the
a,
Arsenal contract expired.
it's a little bit of yeah, they flew, yeah, they sent his ass on a plane, bro, and they never looked back, and neither did he. But Scotland Yard is going to be looking for his ass anyway.
Yeah.
My whole thing with Zubamendi is I think he's been, and look, he was okay against Bayern. He was okay. Like, you could blame, like, and the entire midfield, if we're being real, was to blame for that goal, that Bayern goal. Like, they cut right
TJ,
fucking
I'll be
through us.
honest. You could say this is agenda, but I even felt like in that first half that I was able to watch, I felt like even Rice was okay.
Rice, I mean, it was enough. Like, I'm not really. I'm so convinced by what happened after the first half that the second half, I'm like, okay, like, we just beat arguably the best team in Europe, and we kept them to 1 goal, which was a fantastic fucking goal. And and where, let's be real, like, Mascara and Miles Lewis Skelly got cooked. Like, they got absolutely cooked. So I don't necessarily blame Zubamendi for that. Yeah, he lost concentration against Spurs, but I'm going to be honest with you, like, goals like that are the cost of doing business. Like, we play extremely high, like, especially against Spurs when we were just pressing the absolute shit out of them. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. I
get where you're coming from. You say that, but I feel like because again, you watch Arsenal more than I do. If he does that 9 out of every 10 games, and this is the one time where he got caught out, I'm telling you, against Chelsea, one bad touch, one little mistake like that, one bad pass, and Chelsea have that critical strike on deck where they can just be clinical in that moment. I know we haven't been the most clinical team, but when you look at our attack and the output we're putting up there, we're only behind Erling Haaland, really. Like, we're the second best attack in league for a reason. Like, across the board, everyone's scoring goals. You got Enzo Fernandez scoring goals now. You got Moises Caicedo scoring rockets when needed. Neto, despite the form, despite not being the most convincing winger, he's actually got, 4 goals, 3 assists, I think, this season? Some actually,
I think, Marshall, I think
G&A.
you just touched, not to interrupt you, but I think you just touched on where I'm landing with this game mentally. Is it's a moments thing. The team has to take advantage. Like, both of our clubs are going to get moments in that match. Can we agree on that? Like, there's going to be there, and it's going to come down to who takes advantage of it. If Zubamendi does cough it up in the midfield, and look, to answer your question about Zubamendi, just to veer off just a tad.
Yeah.
I think he's been fantastic for us. Yeah, has his form been on for the last 2 or 3 games? Not to the levels of those around him. I think everybody around him has been cooking. I think Declan Rice has been arguably the best midfielder in the Premier League over the last 4 or 5 matches. Look, and I rate Caicedo. I think Caicedo is the best CDM in the league. I'm not arguing that either.
This season, I thought you were saying this season. Then you said last 4 or 5 matches. And I was like, that's a sample size.
No. The last 4 or 5 matches, and look, like, I rate your midfield. Like, don't I'm not shitting on it, but just to answer the question about Zubamendi, like, if you watched Zubamendi out, for example, against Nottingham Forest, the guy's a magician on the ball. He knows where everybody is. He's extremely confident, and if he's frontward facing, and he can deliver a magic ball. He's a 6, but has the ability to create. He's put in balls over the top that have just landed spot on, resulting in goals, like 2 or 3 times this season. So I think, like, sticking with a specific sample size again, like, the last 3 games, meh, but the season up to about November, he was a magician. I was calling him our signing of the season. because he has been that solid for us. And look, like, I don't miss Thomas Partey. He was fucking slow. He wasn't as good as everybody was making him out to be. Like, and every time Arteta put him as a right back, I wanted to find a bleach cocktail. Like, watching this guy try to defend was fucking awful. And he was, and look, he could put a ball forward. He could break lines every so often. But other than that, man, he wasn't that great. I think Zubamendi was an upgrade. And anybody trying to convince themselves otherwise, bro, I have some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you because it's cope, bro. It is. It's those same idiots that say, oh, I wish we still had Granit Xhaka. Yeah, Granit Xhaka's fucking doing great at Sunderland.
I'm not gonna lie, he's granted,
he's having a resurgence at Sunderland, but I think there's something in the water up there in North England. I'm not gonna lie. Those fucking Sunderland is fantastic, but not to get too far off. Like, our midfield this season versus last season versus when Granit Xhaka's here is streets ahead of where it was. So I'm just you know, I'm floored. And I'm extremely happy. Thank you, Berta. Thank you, Andre Berta, for coming in and not being a prick and coming in, getting the job done and getting me fucking midfielders that can play. These guys, like, look, say what you want. Eze is a baller. Zubamendi is a baller. And I don't have to sit here and watch, you know, fucking name me. I don't have to sit here and watch Fabio fucking Vieira in the midfield. Sambi Lakanga in the mid. These are the midfielders I've had to watch.
Was that the one that went to
Danny Ceballos on loan from Real Madrid? Yeah. Like, these
good times.
These are the dark times we're coming out of, guys.
The best times.
These are the dark times I'm coming out of. Yeah. Like, the last time we lost against Chelsea, bro, Pablo Mari was on my fucking back line. Like, what are we doing here? Pablo Mari, Callum fucking Chambers, dude. I was watching, and I'll land after this. I swear to God, I'll land after this. This is how far we've come. Go back and watch. Remember when we lost? Yeah, big up Ceballos. Yeah. Well, everybody did something for us. Okay, McChronicle. Like, big up Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang forever. Okay, that guy, I will never say one bad word about Aubameyang. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted. But go back and watch. You guys watched the Prime documentary, right? The
All or Nothing. I didn't watch
All or Nothing.
The Arsenal.
Go back and watch the locker room and who we had in that locker room versus now. Go back and watch specifically that clip after we bombed out of the FA Cup against fucking Nottingham Forest, Championship Nottingham Forest. The preview of the Jed Spence Penitentiary. Like, I remember that game still haunts me today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I've ever been more pissed after watching a football match. But Arteta, when he's slamming the fucking laundry around, look at who is in that locker room, and you'll be. It's fucking stinky, dude.
On a tangent, though, real quick, who is actually your next opponent?
Cedric Suarez. That was another one. God damn. Oh.
In the Carabao, who do you guys have next? Just to go on a quick tangent.
Oh, Crystal Palace.
Ooh,
yep.
And we're gonna put them in a fucking spliff. I can't wait. I think we
our B team was able to do it. You guys can do it.
Yeah, we're gonna put them in a spliff. And here's the thing. It's just like I saw Gabriel Jesus is back. Put him in against Crystal Palace, baby. Put him in. He got last time we played him, he got a fucking hat trick. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, put Gabriel Jesus in.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look for Chalobah in January.
No, yeah, Chalobah.
But so let's actually transition over to what the game is going to look like. RSM, I'll switch over to you first. What do you think? How do you think Maresca's going to, line up tactically? What are we looking at for players and such?
So I don't think that Delap starts. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I think Estevao being on the program thing, I think him having the game that he had against Barca, I think he's gonna start. I don't think he drops Pedro Neto because Pedro Neto can play on both sides. So that being the case, he'll put him on the left. So I think it'll be Joao Pedro through the middle as a 9. I think we will see Estevao on the right and Pedro Neto on the left. No doubt in my mind. And because I just don't believe that Cole Palmer is fully fit, I think we'll keep him for the second half. I think he'll be on the bench. I think we're going to see Reece James and Caicedo as the pivot with Enzo in the 10. I think that's probably what we're looking at. And then obviously it's going to be Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, and Cucurella, and Sanchez in goal.
Chalobah, you think Chalobah gets another nod?
I don't think Badiashile is going to be thrown into a game of this magnitude with Fofana. I think that's my biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happening, unfortunately. So that being the case, I do think that's what we're gonna see. I think it'll be Chalobah, Fofana. Obviously there's worries there, but
yeah,
I mean, we all know we don't have the strongest back line, but to be fair and not talk shit on them, it's not like they've been massive liabilities in the past couple games. So I really can't get upset. They've been in a good run of form this past month. So
listen, this is kind of where like I get at with the defense, and TJ can speak on this. Having a good leader back there or an experienced head, I feel like makes a world of difference. Like Fofana coming back has not only been good in terms of having Fofana available, I feel like he has done a crazy quick job of like calming down that back line. Because it's no coincidence that since Fofana's come back, even Chalobah's looked better. Like everyone defensively has just looked more solid, and we've been keeping more clean sheets and conceding less goals now. So I do think Fofana is like, key for now until we can get some staff back. I personally think I could see Badiashile starting. I think Maresca has shown that he's relied on him in previous games, like the Liverpool game. If he could stay fit, hopefully, he can. Maybe the Liverpool game was just a weird, unfortunate coincidence. And this game, he's like ready to start, and he can just, go in there. I think for the most part, Cucurella, obviously Gusto, Reece James, Caicedo, Enzo in the 10. I do see a world where maybe, I do see where he tries to put Palmer in that right wing position, similar to how he set up against PSG, pretty much. And you have maybe not. I think Delap does start. He had enough time to rest in the physicality. I think it's João Pedro in the 10, and maybe we'll see Neto on the left wing or Gittins. I don't know. Probably Neto, because this is a big occasion, so he probably wants to rely on his experienced heads. But assuming we'll go with RSM's lineup, because in terms of predicting things, he's done a much better job than I have this season. I would just say that. So
yeah, where are you in the prediction table again?
I don't know, man. Tell Staffy, man. Staffy hasn't updated that.
You're getting relegated, bro.
Since last international break, bro.
I think you're doing your best Wolves impression. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I think Das is doing a good Wolves impression. I'm still doing all right. I'm maybe just above Das. Maybe.
Yeah, remind us who's at the bottom of the table, Staffy. I know you're still in the chat.
Remind us, because I'm convinced it's Das. I've at least gaslit myself into thinking it's Das. But TJ, how do you think you're gonna come in and set up against Chelsea, and what do you think your game plan is gonna be?
All right, obviously David Raya in goal, best goalkeeper in the Prem.
Not Kepa? Damn.
Yeah, the fun part about Kepa is we haven't actually had to see him work at all in any of the competitions that he's actually played in. But he will get some starts in the Champions League.
I get so annoyed because I see some of the Pochettino comps and all the times we lost against you guys, and I see Kepa back there, and I'm like, you fucking Judas. You went over to Arsenal, and now you were in that game, and now you're gonna be in the other end of it. I don't care. Fuck that guy.
Kepa's got a more Champions League trophies than anybody else on our team. So, yeah, we're bringing in winners, I guess. But yeah, no, David Raya in goal. Backline writes itself. You got Calafiori, left back. I would start in Capier.
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Mosquera, or is it going to be Hincapié?
No, Mosquera just played against Bayern. I think that Hincapié is going to play. I think you saw, as soon as I saw the lineup against Bayern, you knew exactly what the lineup against Chelsea was going to be, as long as there were no injuries.
Yeah.
So it'll be Hincapié, Saliba, Timber, We call it the paella pivot. Shout out my guy Corey. You got Zubamendi and Rice in the middle there. In the 10, you'll have Eze. Odegaard is back, but I don't think he's match fit to play a full 90. He came on for a cup of coffee against Bayern. But yeah, I don't think he starts. Left back or left wing is in the air a little bit because Trossard picked up a knock. If Trossard's available, you start Trossard, no question about it. I'm not thinking at this
That's
point.
weird coming from you, by the way.
Well, Trossard's been, and I've been critical about Trossard in the past.
It's not like they have a ton of amazing standouts at left wing, bro. It's kind of the same situation as
Nani's
here's the thing is that if Odegaard was available and fit, I would stick Eze on the left and Odegaard in the 10, but he's not.
Of course, yeah.
So and even if Odegaard was fit to play a full 90, like I really don't think that this game. Well, no. Let me state this a different way. I don't think Odegaard is fit. I would not play him more than 45 minutes. So all of that context being understood, you put Eze in the 10 and on the left, like I don't want to see Nani Madueke start this match. Like I know everybody's been like, oh yeah, revenge tour. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Nani Madueke in there. If Trossard is fit, play him on the left. And yes, I have been critical of Trossard, but the last 4 or 5 matches, he's shown that he can go above bar. So Marshall is last place, 1 point behind Das. Das and TJ, please stop trying to pronounce the word with an accent. Give it up. Marshall, told you, buddy. Told you.
Anyways, what you were saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so big up Staffy. Yeah. So Trossard on the left, Saka on the right. Gyökeres, I don't think he's going to be fit. So you got to play Marino. Marino as a false 9, and I think you're going to see, like I said, you're going to see a carbon copy of what we did against Bayern. We'll be strong going forward. I think as long as we don't, being behind DOS is diabolical. Pause. But I think you're going to see Marino playing more as a false 9. I think you're going to see him just more trying to generate and be creative, be kind of a creative switch. He'll be going in and out of that kind of 10 position with Eze, and Eze. You're right to say at the beginning of the show that Eze is our threat given the quality of your center backs versus Eze and the quality of the fullbacks. Like it's going to be cagey. It's going to be cagey. And that's we said it before and we'll say it again. Yeah, that first half, man, I don't think there's any goals in that first half. If there are goals, I think whoever scores, if there is a goal in the first half, whoever scores in the first half wins the match. Period. Mm-hmm. I think whoever scores first wins that match. But open it up in the second half, then it's going to be fun. That last 45 is going to be fun to watch. But hey, man, like, who would have thought that we were going to be in this position where we're talking Chelsea versus Arsenal and we are the best 2 teams in the league? And I don't think it's close. So
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure. I mean, listen, I always had chess for my club. I always will have chess for my team. But I also recognize that mentality sometimes plays a factor with the team. I also recognize that we've been without Cole Palmer, and I should be a little bit more grateful for the position I'm in because I don't have Cole Palmer. I could be a Wolves fan. That's another thing. Like, it could be worse. I could be a Wolves fan and want to, just do.
Did I tell you about the
things.
time I met their media team in Kansas City when they were here for the Premier League?
Really depressing.
I literally they were there drinking Guinness, and I said, I hope you guys are enjoying your trip because it's going to be your last one. I told him that. I was wearing my Arsenal shit, and I told him, and I was just like, you guys are finished. This is one of the worst Prem teams I've ever seen, dude. They could be worse than Derby County. I'm not even gonna lie. They could be worse.
What was the latest worst one? Wasn't Southampton the worst team? Didn't they beat Derby County? Didn't they beat
the Southampton were slightly better. Slightly.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And worse than Sheffield United too, like 3 seasons ago.
Dude.
Hey,
here's the thing. If we're going to talk about that, I don't want to see. Here are the teams that I never want to see again. And here's the fun part. Sheffield's about to get relegated out of the
Staffy knows about
championship.
Sheffield United. Sheffield United brought a lot of heartbreak to United not too long ago.
Yeah, Sheffield United is another team I don't want to see in the Prem ever again. Yeah, and they are in a relegation battle in the championship, so they can go fuck themselves. Burnley, I never want to see again. We were talking about this. We were talking about this in the group chat this morning as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Burnley. I don't want to see any more fucking yo-yo clubs. I don't want to see any more West Brom, fucking Norwich. I don't want to see any of this. I want to see new teams coming up and actually trying to compete.
Yeah, goodbye, Wolves.
Coventry City. Bring Coventry City back to the Prem heritage, bro. And Sunderland staying up again. Prem heritage. Keep those guys up.
Sunderland having a better Prem season than Newcastle.
And you had people like all these fucking Newcastle fans saying that they were gonna slap them in the Tyneside derby. I don't think so. It
might get spooky. For them.
It's gonna get spooky, man. Anyway, sorry to detract.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I guess from here, we did our predictions on the lineups, what we think is gonna happen tomorrow. And now it's a matter of just waiting to see what does happen. I guess we'll go into predictions and then we'll go from there. I'll kick things off because I feel like mine's a little controversial, and I'm gonna lean more towards what I realistically think.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
No. I'm gonna lean more towards what I realistically think could happen. Bear in mind, I am bottom of the predictions league table, so take that with a pinch of salt. But
everybody cover your ears. Everybody cover your ears.
What I will say, dude, don't take my picks, people. Chat, I am not responsible for any money you lose. Okay, don't take my picks. What I will say is this: I know my team is capable of going against the odds and overcoming those odds. That being said, I could see a game where Maresca turns up and that first half absolutely dominates Arsenal. I could see that. Whether my team takes advantage of it or not, I don't know, because it won't take long for Arsenal to go into the locker room, Arteta to readapt and counteract whatever Maresca had for him. And at that point, it's just a chess match. That being said, I do feel that Maresca has been obsessively looking over his homework in this game. And I do think we are going to show what we can do and then fumble somewhere along the lines against Leeds or some fucking bullshit team down the line. We'll see. But against the big clubs, my team has stepped up, and that gives me a lot of confidence, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like, TJ, you would understand it from my perspective as well.
Yeah. 100%.
That being said, I do feel that it will be 2-0 Chelsea.
You fucking guys in your clean sheets,
He literally just
dude.
said, don't say a clean sheet.
Don't say it.
And then
I literally said, don't say it. And I don't understand. Like, even these...
Yo, he kills me.
If you are fucking thinking that Sanchez is going to get a clean sheet against this Arsenal club, Marshall...
Sanchez got a clean sheet against PSG, though.
Brother, he has the same amount of clean sheets as your goalkeeper last time I checked.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Play that one.
I got you.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
God, that's so disrespectful. I think we haven't been clean sheeted. We've only been clean sheeted against fucking Liverpool.
I don't think we're gonna get a clean sheet, but I just don't understand the Sanchez like bozo error narrative when it's literally just been United. Which fair enough, it was awful, but
it was the resume from last season. Let's be real.
One less clean sheet than David Raya with the worst defense. Second half, TJ.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, man. I don't worry about.
That's where that comes. That's where that comes from, though. Like RSM, just saying. And look, I saw Sanchez kick the ball into the back of Enzo's head last week. So like,
that's true. That did happen.
He just seems like he's on the edge of a bozo moment, bro. He just seems like he's on the edge.
But also, like, your keeper had a bozo moment recently.
That was more Zubimendi being a fucking idiot.
Okay,
to be honest.
fair enough.
He was way off. He didn't expect
like Costa doing business, but he was way off his line. But I mean, again, we were just fucking killing them. I literally I was out watching that game with Arsenal fans, and we were just like, who gives a fuck? Like,
but again, you guys, David Raya, and I know clean sheet doesn't tell everything, but David Raya has 7 clean sheets, Sanchez has 6, and honestly, what RSM said, he hasn't necessarily had like a crazy bozo moment.
He's been
since
good this
United.
Season.
And listen, I've seen more very sus, sketchy moments from Donnarumma and Vicario this season than I have Sanchez. I'm just saying.
There's something about the Italians, man. I'm telling you, they're fucking noodle heads, bro.
Yo, that's true. I didn't even think that.
They had their mind. They had their mind elsewhere, bro. I have no idea what I've been watching out of Donnarumma and Vicario.
So
Vicario
keepers have not been convincing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say anything against racist against Italians, but there's something in the water, bro. I'm just telling you.
Oh man, so I'm holding on to that. I think we'll have something for you guys. We're gonna turn up, and if we don't, then it's not gonna be the end of the world, but it's gonna be really disappointing. Obviously, we still have a lot of the season to go, and you guys are gonna drop points at some point, and it's whether or not we also keep up with that. But I do think we will turn up, and if we don't turn up, then maybe we expelled more energy into the Barcelona game than I thought. I don't know. I doubt it. I'm not going to use excuses now beforehand. So you guys put a lot into the Bayern game as well. So it's not like you have an advantage over us.
Right.
So, and on top of that, you guys played a day later, so we got an extra day's rest. So no excuses. We should be able to squeeze the fuck out of you guys in the midfield and get something out of it. So that's my prediction. RSM, what's your prediction?
Yeah, so for me, honestly, like I think, the result, it could be that we lose, right? I don't think so. Like, I think it'd be, at least at home, we've gotten draws more often than losses recently.
True.
Against Arsenal, usually we lose at the Emirates more so than lose at the Bridge. So I don't see a loss necessarily. A draw could happen. I think for me, one of the biggest things I'm looking for is a performance. I don't want to seem weak. I don't want us to, be rolled over. Oh, we got away with it. We could have lost this one. We weren't we were easily the worst team on the day. I want us to be, obviously I want us to win it, and I think we can. I just want us to be competitive. I don't want us to roll over and die. I don't want us to, have to hope and pray for a moment of individual brilliance. And because, obviously if we end up losing or we end up drawing, the title race gets a lot, the title race conversations probably die down. It gets a lot more difficult. But I do want us to not be in the top 4 race again. And I think we all said that, like, this season, that's just completely unacceptable, right? I
agree.
And if we're able to go toe-to-toe with Arsenal, right? If we're able to give Arsenal a better game than Liverpool did, than City did, if we're able to beat a game than Bayern did, then I worry less about what the rest of the season is going to look like. I really do. I just worry less about what the rest of the season is going to look like.
Thank you for not being a cuck like some of the rest of your fan base, saying that top 4 was the goal. Thank you.
No.
Thank you for saying that.
The thing is, like, no, top 4 was never the goal. I said, like, listen, if you're not going to, we already finished 4th. So you have to keep progressing. So at this time, you have to finish 2nd. You have to win the league or finish 2nd. Like, that's what's pretty much acceptable. And like I said, if we perform against Arsenal, right, then we basically had we went Wolves, Burnley, Barcelona, Arsenal. That's a run of games last season where we were saying, listen, we're gonna drop points in the shitty games and then perform in the other ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if we're able to get performances and points from this run of games, then that gives me confidence for the rest of the season that we're gonna pretty much be finished 2nd. We're gonna be in and around. Like I said, for me, I don't ever want to drop. I don't ever want to be a double-digit points behind Arsenal, because I think if we keep it to single-digit, then next season we can look forward and be like, all right, next season, it's title race 100% from the beginning. That is the set in stone goal that we need to have no matter what. That being said, on the day, I really do think it's going to come down to a game of individual moments, whether that be brilliance or bozo moments from wherever or lapses in judgment. Because, like, even at the Bridge where we got the 1-1, it was, I forgot who it was. Somebody just didn't step up out quick enough out to Neto. And I think it was Gabriel started yelling at whoever didn't step out quick enough to stop Neto from taking the shot. And that's it. It was literally, you gave us an inch of space and Neto saw it, took a shot, and it went in. And that's pretty much the only reason and the closest that we got that game to equalizing, and we took advantage of it. And I think we're going to see much a similar thing. I think it is going to be a 1-1 and at max a 2-1 game for whoever wins it. I don't think either. I struggle to see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet, just because I think we are going to give it our all to score a goal. And I think the last time we were kept to 0 was Crystal Palace at the beginning of the season. Was the last time we were kept to 0.
Wow.
And We've been a better team since then. So I
first
think
game
we
of
get
the
a goal.
season.
Yep.
Yeah,
First game of the season, and as they had a goal called back in that one too.
Yeah, that's true.
Fairly justifiably. So then we, when I look at it, I do think both of us score. I see us. That's what I'm saying. Minimum is going to be a 1-1. I don't see a 0-0. I don't think either team is going to be kept at bay for 90 minutes with no goals.
Yep.
So that 2-1 really, and that's where I do believe it comes down to individual moments. That whoever gets the second goal, I think wins the game. And I think it's going to come down to an individual moment. Obviously, I back my players to do that at home at the Bridge, right? And TJ's going to back his just based off the form that they're in, right? The confidence that they have from Bayern Munich. So, like I said, I do think it's a coin flip. It wouldn't surprise me, obviously, if it ends up being a draw. I don't think that's surprised. That's the last 2 times at the Bridge has been been a draw. So it wouldn't surprise me. It's been 2-2 and 1-1. But like I said, for me, I need the performance more than anything. I need the performance. I need you to show me we're not going to be in a top 4 race this season. I don't want that. You're going to be second and in and around an Arsenal, even if you don't win it. I don't care. And this is my thing with everybody. With everybody saying, "Oh, 3." When is when is the last time in the league we got battered like that, bro? Like even second half of last season, it didn't really happen. We've been good more often than not. Obviously, we got to take away the red cards, right? Like at any game that we had a red card, that's a bit of a different game. You can't really count that. But in 11v11, we've been a hard team to break down. Our midfield is fully clicking. Our defense is one of the best in the league. I think we're like what, top 5? I think we're top 5 in the league.
Not even, probably even higher than that, to be honest.
No, because I think Palace is better than us. I know Palace is better than us. Arsenal's obviously better than us.
I'll check in a second while you're talking.
Yeah, but that, all that being said, is I do think that it's going to be a cagey game. I don't like anybody on either side saying blowout or saying clean sheets. I don't see it. It's not going to be a 0-0. It's going to be a 1-1, a 1-1 in the final minutes of the game. It's going to come down to whoever gets it. That's it.
We're tied for 3rd least conceded goals with a game in hand. Crystal Palace has 9 goals conceded, and we're tied with Aston Villa for 11 goals conceded. Then Man City comes in 4th with 12 goals conceded. So
that's not bad.
We're not for having a shit defense. We're not putting up that bad of numbers. Yeah. Which goes to show like it's not nearly as bad as people say it was, and the beginning of the season was really rocky considering the red cards and all the BS. Getting back into like Champions League Europe as well as like regular football as well. It's no longer Conference League. You can't get away with playing little a B side. Arsene, if you gotta head out, do your thing. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
But yo, TJ, listen, I'll see you. Listen. Monday, we'll see you. It might be fun for one of us. It might be fun for one of us. I don't know.
Either way, I win or lose, I will be there. I can't speak for Fenty Phil. I'll be there.
Listen. All right. Take care, boys.
Big up RSM. Going off of what he was saying, TJ, I feel like this game is more aligned to be closer to the second game that we had last season versus the first one. Whereas, like, the second game we had last season, neither team really dominated, but it was just that one moment where Mikel Merino just scores from the header, and it was enough to get you guys through the line, right?
Right.
And we didn't have our strikers. I think we're a better team this season than we were last season. So both of us are better. Like I said, I have no problem saying that these are the 2 best teams in the Premier League right now. Like sure. I'm not hearing Man City on their current form barely beating Leeds today. Like they look like they are there to be gotten at. Pep is having a lot of issues. I don't think Man City are going to be in this title race when all is said and done. It's going to be between Arsenal and Chelsea. And so where I'm going to say 2-1, and I'm going to tell you the score first and tell you why. Yeah. I think it's extremely disrespectful seeing Arsenal's body of work and predicting that we're going to get clean sheeted. We've only been clean sheeted once, and that was against a Liverpool team where we were playing with our shields up for some reason. We will not be on the back foot in this match. Period. I agree with what you said earlier. Maresca might let us have the ball. If you let us have the ball, you're going to concede at least 1. Like that's just the way it is, whether it's from a set piece or from a ball that we can get by, whoever you have on your back line, Tosin, Fofana, whatever. Sure. I just think that confidence is brought by evidence. Like, look, I'm not even saying
like definitely, I'm not even using Bayern as the prime example. I can use the Tottenham game before that as an example. I can use the Forest game before that as an example, where we have come out and we have put out consistent, impressive performances. West Ham, when people say, "Oh, TJ, you know, these are the games where you drop points." West Ham, nope. We went in there and did the business. We showed that we were able to get over adversity against Newcastle when we were down 1-0 against Newcastle, came back and won that in the death. Like, this is a different Arsenal team that we've seen from the last 2 years, which is why I'm saying, you know, and I'm not trying to scope out too much on this, but this is why I've been saying that if we do not win the league this year, it's more embarrassing than 22-23, period. So all of that being said, 2-1, I respect Chelsea. I think that if Chelsea score first, I'm going to be very upset, because we will see either a draw or an L. Mm-hmm. I need to see Arsenal come out firing. I need to see Arsenal put one in the back of the net first, so I can be confident in saying, yeah, we'll definitely do it. Now, you remember why we drew the first time, or drew last season, right? Sanchez mistake at the bridge. Declan Rice capitalizes. We are capable. Like, if you guys make a mistake, we will capitalize on it. Same for you.
Super stupid mistake, though.
That was
a really dumb mistake.
Here's the thing, and people say, oh, the Sanchez narrative is tired. He hasn't done it this season. He has done it this season once. He is capable of doing it. Do I think he's gotten better? Yes, but he is capable of doing it. Like, if I'm looking at what goalkeeper is going to make a mistake, it's not David Raya. And people who are pointing, oh yeah, that Tottenham goal, bro, like, you think he was expecting Zubamendi to fuck up in the midfield like that? Nah. There are very few games where I think I can only point to one performance this season where David Raya was like, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
All of that being said, I agree with what RSM said and what we said throughout the stream. It's a moments match. Whoever makes the first mistake, it's going to get capitalized on. And, you know, it's going to be a great game of football, man. Like, that, at the end of the day, this is why you and I do YouTube, is for games, is for matches like this, not for, not matches against fucking Burnley and Leeds United. These are the matches that we do this for. So it's going to be a great game. But I'm going 2-1 to the Arsenal. I respect Chelsea. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet at the bridge, but I think we will win. We will win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dismiss that we're going to concede chances, but the amount of chances we concede, I think, is going to depend heavily on Moises Caicedo and the game he's on. Like, if he is clamping down Declan Rice, which this is going to be the battle that everyone's been wanting to see, Declan Rice versus Caicedo, even though it should be more Declan Rice versus Enzo. And at that point, it's like preference, really. Which one? What do you like more? You know, but yeah. We're going to see Declan Rice versus Caicedo. And if Caicedo is up to the level of giving us like one of the best performances of the season, because normally Caicedo, you expect a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. If he is on a 10 out of 10 this performance, I think it's very possible to, because even last season, I'm remembering, we didn't concede that many set pieces to you guys. We were able to actually keep your set pieces contained, which was key.
Last season, that was one of the most frustrating. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, that was one of the most frustrating games I watched last season. Me
too. It was horrible.
Yeah,
no striker really for either or, and it was really frustrating because Marino scored a brilliant header in that game, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, they just scored without a striker. Like, this is ridiculous. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, a good manager makes the most out of the strengths of the players that he has, and Marino does have that finishing quality. He does have good passing ability. We've seen the creativity he can provide from time to time, so he does bring something to the table in that 9 position. But in this game in particular, I think it's going to be big on Moises Caicedo to just shut down the creative outlet you have in Declan Rice. I'm not worried about the wings. I think my fullbacks can do a good job of just forcing you guys to go through the middle, right? But we'll see.
I think a lot of the battle is going to be in the center of the park, man. Like,
I think so. And that's why I'm confident, because as long as Moises Caicedo keeps you guys quiet, which he's done a good job of outside of Bayern this season and Sunderland, if he does his job of keeping that midfield quiet, then I can see why we don't concede a goal.
Yeah.
But if you guys do what a lot of players have done and just skip over Moises and go directly to the center backs, then it depends on your striker. And I don't know if your striker is going to be, because Eze's going to have to be the one, or Declan Rice is going to have to be the one to feed that ball over the top. So
Zubimendi can do it too.
Okay,
Like
Zubi
creativity. Like I would expect Zubimendi more to make that pass than I would Declan Rice. Rice.
Are you guys going to do Marino in the striker then?
People are saying that Gyökeres is going to be fit. I don't think he will be. Like if we're doing a late fitness test, I don't think that Arteta is going to put him in a 9 against the Chelsea that's on form when we've been cooking against Bayern, and we obviously cooked against Tottenham. Like I think like, yeah, I want to see Gyökeres back in the lineup, but go with what's been working, and what's been working has been Mikel Merino in the 9. Now he's uninspiring. He's not gonna like Mikel Merino is not gonna generate something out of nothing.
He's been doing really good about corners, so I'm not gonna rely on corners that much. But
I don't think we're relying on corners. But big up Hugo and Pell's. Like I was trying to use other examples other than the Bayern game in terms of form. Like we've been pulling out games in matches where we would normally drop points. Like and like we don't drop points at home against Chelsea. We don't drop points against the big 6. We drop points against like fucking Bournemouth and Newcastle and Aston Villa and Anyway, but Pels, that was why I used that as an example. But anyway, all that being said, man, like if Gyökeres is 100%, even if he's 100% fit, I don't think he starts, to be honest.
Okay. All right,
I can't believe I'm saying that, given the fact that we were gassing him up so much coming into the season. But he just hasn't fit into the system. We've talked about this before on Waffle, bro. Like he looks clunky. He doesn't look. It doesn't look like Arteta knows how to instruct him to be as effective as he was in the Portuguese league. And I could write a fucking dissertation on my frustrations with Victor Gyökeres, but we don't have the time. We don't have the time for that.
Yeah, that too. It'll wait till the end of the season. Plus, we don't have the time. But
right.
TJ, it was great having you on again, as per usual.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully, it'll be great seeing you on Monday, because I'll be laughing at you.
I'll be there regardless.
Or we'll just have to do a chivalrous shake of hands and say next time, and it'll be a draw or something.
Yeah, but if I win, I'm gonna do what your fan base did and be the cool guy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run the cool guy gimmick if we win.
The chill guy gimmick.
The chill guy gimmick. Yeah, a year later, a year removed. Yeah, I'm gonna run that. Just be like, we're just chilling.
I mean, you guys will have kind of earned a right to do it. So, the world is depending on Chelsea Football Club to end Arsenal. It's
that like, video, dude. Oh my days.
What?
Sorry. The video, the Jacob video.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory. But
you don't remember, bro. The one that
I made.
Yeah, the one that you made.
That
was hilarious.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way about Bayern, but I didn't have a Bayern fan to send it to, so. It's been really annoying me that no one seems to want to beat Arsenal. So it's one of those games where like a lot's on the line. It's pride, it's everything. So I need to get a result. I need to get something, because at the end of the day, this is the big factor too. We kind of glanced over it. You guys don't need to win this game. You guys winning this game is just about pride and
the pressure is definitely on you.
Exactly, the pressure's on us. Because if you guys lose, you're still first place. You're still 3 points ahead. Yeah. But if you draw, you're 4 points ahead.
Yeah.
Chelsea need to close out the gap. The pressure's on us.
I agree. No, I agree. And somebody asked me about that, actually, saying like, how worried are you going to be if you lose or you drop points? I would be worried if the performance was bad. If the performance was bad and we lose some of the momentum that we've been gaining in the league and in European competitions, I would be pissed. I'm more worried about, like, if we get a draw and we get a good performance and you can still see the things that have been working, then I'm not gonna throw my toys out the pram or anything like that. But obviously if we lose, I'll be upset. But I won't be like, oh my god, it's all over, Mikel Arteta.
Yeah,
out.
you still have a bunch more games in the league to go for. So
bro,
it's not like,
November, man.
Yeah,
like,
me and you know it's not an actual title decider, but it's one of the. It's a really big game in terms of like how much gap you guys put, and how much cushion, I should say, you guys put between you and second, because me and you both know, and I said this last season, December is always that time of the month for me as a Chelsea fan that'll decide whether we're in this or not. And you know how, listen, there's a reason why you guys bolstered your squad, I bolstered my squad, because we're going to have to rotate a lot. We're going to have to rotate a lot for the upcoming games, and you guys are finally getting players to come back from injury. We also have players finally coming back from injury as well. So the timing is actually kind of good for both of us. So
yes, we'll
see what happens. We'll be here tomorrow on Casually FC to review the match. That'll be 10 UK time. Hopefully it's a W, and we're having absolutely different conversations about the rest of the season for Chelsea. But yeah, TJ, before we head out, let the people know what to expect from you, what you got planned, so on and so forth.
Yeah, big up Coco. That shit was hilarious. Yeah. No, this was never gonna be a. We're gonna shout each other's heads off. Panel. Well, yeah. Which I appreciate. Which is why I was just like, the wife asked me, she's like, "Are you gonna be yelling a lot?" I go, no. Like, I'm glad whenever I go on Casually FC, my blood pressure stays down. Which I
like to have conversations. I might be a little diluted at times, I'll admit. Like I back my team because I am a fan. The definition of a fan, right? Unlike a lot of Chelsea fans as you've seen on Twitter, right? Those guys are wannabes. I actually back my club, but I like to have a conversation. I like to pick other people's brains because, as you said, I'm a highlights merchant. I'm sorry, you guys. Dude, you're not
I say that mostly
from time to time. I am. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, that's what you get when you have a fucking full-time job.
And the one time we were on a panel together, by the way, and I did watch it, I got accused of watching highlights. It was Hussam panel. Did you even watch the game? I was like, dude, the one time I watched the game. You can't even say that to me this time. I actually did watch the game.
It's the same thing, man. That's why everybody, it's the same thing as the, hey TJ, what side of the fence you on, Arteta in, Arteta out, you gotta rib where you can. But anyway, this is the longest outro ever. TJ Warner TV, everybody. I will be live. God, I don't know when I'm going to be live next, because tomorrow I have to take a wife to the play, like immediately, a play immediately after the match. So if I go live, it'll be late tomorrow. But yeah, come through American Idiots Fridays at 10 p.m. or 10 p.m. UK time or 9 p.m. UK time, depending on Dal's availability. And obviously we'll be running match reviews throughout the holiday season here, with a ton of football coming through. So go over there, shoot me a subscription. Obviously you can catch me and Marshall over on Staffy TV for American Waffle. And then obviously, you're liable to catch us on any fucking panel out there. But yeah, share the thing, subscribe to the thing, like the thing. We do it for fun.
Hype up the thing.
Hype up the goddamn thing. And hopefully when I tune in to your stream tomorrow, Marshall, you're not going to be wearing sunglasses. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I am wearing sunglasses. People, you already know where to find everything in the description, in the title for TJ Warren TV. And tomorrow, hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Tomorrow, we will be here to react to the Arsenal or Chelsea versus Arsenal game. Shout outs to every single one of you in the chat. Smash up the like, subscribe to the video. We do appreciate you. Also, check out the memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And for those of you who have been here before, you already know how this works. At the end of every show, I like to give shout outs to our proper casuals and higher tiered members. And YouTube's on some weird thing where now they're just showing other people's weird, not usernames, I guess their account names. So this is going to be, I'm going to actually try to read this. Give me 2 seconds.
I can't wait. I'm here for this shit show. Let's do it.
This is going to be a shit show. Okay. Shout outs to our proper casual and higher tier members. Those are going to be Anra Varawasi, John B 3504, Gabriel Mejia 6081, Lish462, Hater Waka's QK7SQ, JC Badadambum. Oh, I totally fucking butchered that one. Dark MK3HC. What is this YouTube? Lanray Sadiq 4470, A Solomon 93, EENX1RF, and Adrian M90. Big up to every single one of you. Sorry, and if I butchered your names, YouTube is on a madness. But we appreciate every single one of you for your support and helping keep the lights on. Until next time, we'll see you again. Have a wonderful night. Stay casual and peace.